These baked protein donuts are a healthier alternative to deep fried ones. These are simple, yet oh so tasty. Spray your pan with olive oil to lightly grease, preventing sticking. I use whole wheat flour, but you can use gluten-free or all-purpose. For this recipe, adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2/3 cup of whole wheat flour, 1/4 cup of your favorite vanilla protein powder. I use vegan powder, but an organic whey protein will work also. Whisking all dry ingredients in a medium-sized bowl, then adding 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin is what I used, a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cashew or almond milk. You can use regular milk too if you have no problem with dairy. Unsweetened, of course. 1 egg, cracked. 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And whisk till not lumpy. Be sure not to overmix. Preheat your oven to 325 degrees. While preheating, prepare your piping bag by folding the sides over. Place your hands around the outside. Scoop with your spatula. Don't worry if it comes out the tip, but be sure to hold it right over the bowl so when it comes out, you can catch it. This can get a little messy if you're not used to doing it. As you can see, it's a little drippy, but that's how you want it. Once it's full, close the top end, but be careful when squeezing. Make sure you have it closed tight or it'll come out the top. Pipe into each mold 2/3 full into each donut mold. You're going to bake for 10 minutes until done. Keep an eye on them when it gets close to the end. Once they are complete, you're going to let them cool just slightly, about a minute. And then if you can, pop them out very carefully. You can use a butter knife and put them on the wire rack to complete cooling. While they're cooling, you'll prepare your icing. I love chocolate, so I prepared a chocolate icing. If you don't have the time, you can use your favorite chocolate icing from the grocery store. But I do show you how to make chocolate icing. You will prepare it by making in a small shallow bowl because you're going to dip your donuts into it. You will use 1.5 teaspoons of coconut oil, unrefined. You will melt it in the microwave and just let it cool off slightly. But it will help the chocolate to spread onto the donut. If you're not a fan of coconut, you can skip this step. But it helps it spread evenly. 2 tablespoons of pure, locally purchased, hopefully, honey. But whatever your favorite honey brand is. The fun part is you will use 5 tablespoons of 100% naturally unsweetened cocoa powder. I used Hershey brand. That's what I had on hand. And I said 5 tablespoons. It smells so good. After you level out your 5 tablespoons, you will pour in your coconut oil. It should have cooled off a little bit by now. Next, you will add your honey. Slowly but surely. Honey will not rush itself. This gives your icing its sweetness. And honey is so good for you. Next, you will add your 1 tablespoon of unsweetened milk. Like I said, I use cashew, but you can use almond, or you can use regular milk if you're not going for dairy-free. I have Silk brand, unsweetened. And you will mix till creamy in a shallow bowl. Like I said, we need something wide enough that you can dip your donuts into it. So mix carefully. You can already smell the chocolate. At least I can. I wish you guys could. Chocolate is my personal favorite, like I said, but you can make a vanilla icing with 2/3 cup of powdered sugar and 1.5 tablespoons of milk. You might even need up to 2 tablespoons of milk to get the right consistency. Once fully mixed, you will grab your donuts and individually pop each one into the chocolate icing till covered. If you are not using a shallow bowl, you can use a butter knife and spread them on like icing a cake, whichever way you prefer. My kids love dipping them in the icing. Perfect. You could always just eat the donut plain if you're not looking to add chocolate icing to it. Just as good. It's a nice treat. Nice. Place them each back on the rack and continue. But like I said, I did all mine in chocolate. You could do half in vanilla, or if you have another icing, you could use a strawberry icing if that's what you'd like. As you can see, it comes out nice. But like I said, if you just want to use a butter knife, you can spread it out on top. Lastly, I drizzled pink melting chocolate on top just to make them look pretty. We have Valentine's Day coming up. You can also use a few colorful sprinkles. You can decorate them however you want. The choices are endless. I melt my melting chocolate at 30-second increments, stirring in between until creamy. Put in a piping bag and drizzle. Don't they look pretty? Yum. These are under 200 calories per donut, roughly, with about 6 grams of protein per. Makes it a much better alternative to the fried version. Full recipe in comments below. I get so much satisfaction making these for my family because they are less sugar and more nutritious. I hope you love these as much as I do. Follow for more.